Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Craig Bennett, aka Cash Cake, here with my buddy Zach. Week 0 tomorrow, man. College football. It is like Christmas Eve. Was it? Can we say that? Maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we don't have great games, but we got college football back in our lives, and it feels like it's been forever. I don't know about you. It's hasn't been like a long summer, but I think I'm just getting tired of the variance of baseball and all the WNBA slips that go through every night. It's just kind of we need a change here. So this is the start of the best part of the year with college football, NFL, NBA, and NHL, and all the goodies. So yeah, week 0, man. Gonna talk a little price picks today. Got some plays that we do like. Lines moved early, man, but we did put out some plays at dailyedgesports.com early. So if you got on those plays before the lines move, but we did, find a little bit more value here. Zach will talk about a few plays he does like. So let's bring up the board and kind of see what they have to offer. And a couple days ago, they decided they wanted to change all their graphics. So it's quite different, but still the same old price picks. Let's drop first one you like, man. What do you like?
Sure, man. We can start over. Let's go over to receptions. That's right up there up top. Go down to Will Shepherd.
Yep.
Shepherd last year averaged 10 targets a game. A lot of his production came early in the year. He did have some underneath games, some games where he got decent amount of targets. Were underneath. Also had the quarterback that last year, and AJ Swan was splitting time. Now he's going full time. Wasn't accurate at time, but they have talked about throwing it around more. I just think this is too low. It's I think he's going to get hammered here, especially against the Hawaii team. Hawaii got burned on the ground in this game last year, gave up a ton of rushing touchdowns. They didn't even have to throw the ball. I think they're going to focus on stopping the run, which is going to open up that passing game a little bit more. It's just I could see him here going 5-6 receptions easy, getting 8-9 targets and just a couple of them underneath, which should be some easy catch and throws.
Yeah, I mean, like we were talking, it was like this. It's either this one or you get over the reception yards for him, but it's the reception yards have moved so much on Shepherd. 62.5. I think
they started at like 55.
Yeah, it's
54.
a 55. And so it moved. I still think you could play this thing probably up to around 70, but I do think with the line moved on the reception yards, you're probably a little bit better with the receptions at 4.5. The target share was over 30% for that dude last year.
Yeah, and I do think some of these younger up and coming receivers are going to have they're going to get better, but I think it's going to take deeper into the season for that to happen.
Gotcha. What's number 2 you like?
Let's go over to rushing yards. Probably my favorite play here. It's gone up significantly, but Diego Pavia down there at 33.5 rushing yards. So last year, kind of took over in this UMass game. They played on middle of the season. Middle of the second quarter, they were actually losing to UMass like 13-7, 10-7. He came in, ended up rushing for 56 yards, threw it around a ton. After that, he ran for over 50 yards in every game except for they had that game at the end of the season. I think it was championship week because they had that game they had to cancel with all the things that happened there. They played like Valparaiso, the FCS school, and they won like 65-3. So they didn't have to. It was a blowout. They didn't stay on the field long. But every game besides that, he had over 50 rushing yards. UMass is not great. They're nothing special. No. I think they want Diego Pavia to be a bigger quarterback, get some attention. This is the game on ESPN. This is a primetime ESPN game. They're going to want to feature him. He's going to get plenty of yards here.
Yeah. I love this play. And like you said, I mean, this is just way too low, even at the 33.5. And I don't remember what we dropped it at earlier in the week. I was going to pull up the picks.
It was at 20. It's open at 25.5, and within like minutes went to 29.5 and was there for a while.
Yeah, that's where I put it out there. Is at 29.5 because I mean, if once that board dropped, it was like in the middle of the day at like 1 or 2. We're talking, everything moved significantly, like instantly. And but yeah, we had it at 29.5, which I feel like still. But at 33.5, like you said, I think you can play this up to 40 and probably feel pretty comfortable with it. That's where I would start getting a little nervous about it, but there's still value there. So what's number 3 you like?
Number 3, I'm going to go down to Austin Jones rushing yards over at USC. There we go, right at the bottom. I think 71.5 is too high. This is going to be it's an or situation, first of all, at the top of that depth chart. You got Marshawn Lloyd there who came over. I think they're going to let Austin Jones start the game. He's been there longer. but I think Marshawn Lloyd is eventually going to take over as that starter. It's a similar situation to last year when Travis Dye came over. They let, I believe it could have been Austin Jones start that first game. He had more carries, and then after that, obviously Travis Dye took off and went crazy. That being said, that more carries, which was the most in that first game, was 6 carries. So it was so spread out. They're 4 to 5 deep in what could be starting running backs at USC, plus all that depth that they're going to want to get in a blowout game. I just don't think there's enough volume for him to get up to 71 yards.
Yeah, I mean, you're just really hoping not for the home run shot with him, something like that. If you don't think he's going to get a ton of carries, it's like you just hope he doesn't take one to the house. And, I think the consensus around, if you get a feeling, is everybody's like, they kind of want Caleb Williams to shine here out the gate. So if that happens too, they're not going to have to run so much. If they got that many running backs, yeah, just hope he doesn't house one. I think that's where you're at with it. So I like that call, man. What else we like?
Last thing I like right now this week, it's kind of gotten dry, but if you go over to fantasy points, Saya Bangura is right there in the middle. There you go. Saya Bangura for Ohio is their running back. They are getting back a guy that was hurt last year, so going to take a little bit of volume from him. But this is a guy that I think every game, the last 6 or 7 games last year, got over 20 carries, gets a ton of volume. There were only 2 games last year that he had under 13 and a half fantasy points last year. He had one that he had like 12.4, and then one that was against Iowa State, which was just playing up. San Diego State historically has a good run defense. Everybody kind of still sees that. I don't think it's there anymore. Good thing about Bangura to help this and on PrizePicks, it is a full point PPR. He is involved in the passing game. I think had 2 to 4 receptions in like each of the last 6 games, or 5 of the last 6 games. So he's going to get, some value there too. And I just think they're going to, if he gets 18 carries here, falls in the end zone and gets 2 or 3 catches, now on those 18 carries, you need 40 yards. So he gets a good boost there, good boost from that passing game. And I just think he's going to get too much volume to stay under this.
Yeah, I like it. With Curtis Rourke coming back, it should help him. I mean, especially if he can open up and throw a little bit more, maybe open up them running lanes a little bit. But yeah, if he gets anywhere between 18, 20 carries, especially if he gets in the box, man. If he gets in the box, I don't know how he doesn't hit this.
Well, my biggest thing, I love Rourke coming back, but Rourke's coming off of a torn ACL 10 months ago. So you used to have to worry about Rourke taking some of those rushing touchdowns, but I don't think they're going to have Rourke running here.
No, I think they're going to have him sit in the pocket and start passing. So if they start to go that route a little bit, maybe, if they don't load the box up, it'll help them. So that's the hope on that one. So, yeah, I mean, again, there's 4 plays for you here. We got a lot of stuff over at dailyedgesports.com. We dropped quite a few plays, quite a few slips out there for you guys. And again, if it's going to be like this all year with the lines moving that fast, you got to make sure you're in there, because we were in there as fast as we could dropping things. But man, it just seemed like it was super fast, and lines have kind of evened out a little bit. I still think if you had to rank these 4, would you just rank them just like that, or
probably Pavia over Shepard and that? Jones maybe to the bottom just for that house call, like you were talking about. That's the biggest thing that worries me. Or if they decide that, they're going to protect Caleb Williams this game and they're just going to run the ball a ton, something like that. But besides that, I think Pavia is by far my favorite pick.
Yeah, me too. I would rank them as well. If you're going to do a 2-man, I like Shepard and Pavia here. If you're going to do that, I think those are the 2 you look at. So if people like playing those 2-mans, that's where I look at. So again, man, I appreciate your time. And we'll do this again each and every week. Drop some picks that we do like. Hopefully, again, lines don't move too fast. And we'll see you next time, man. See you.